What's going on? What's going on? So what is today? Thursday? Yeah. So just a couple more days before the Tank versus Barrios fight, and different people have, I guess, things to say about the fight. One of those people is Taylor, who's at 140 pounds, and he's the undisputed champion right now at that weight class. And one of the things he was talking about the fact that he believes that Tank is continues and he's going after the secondary belt, and that he's not going after the major belts, and that if he wants to fight a real champion after he's done with this fight supposedly, then contact him. You know what I'm saying? Then acting as if he's personally ready to take on Tank Davis. You know, my issue with that is that, I mean, you're speaking about taking on a man that your promotional company will have absolutely zero interest in setting up that fight. So what's the point of talking about it or acting as if you want to fight him, regardless if you really want to fight him or not? Your team is not setting up that fight. It's like Terrence Crawford, if he's talking junk about fighting Ugas or a Sean Porter or Keith Thurman, when your promoter's not going to put up the funds to face those guys. So if he's not going to put up the funds to face those guys, why talk about them? Why act as if you, quote, want to fight them? What's the point? What's the point? Anybody that knows Top Rank, anybody that knows how they do business, and this doesn't mean that Taylor's scared or wouldn't fight him. I'm about reality and sticking to the reality of what things are. Not what we might want them to be or we might like them to be, what it is. And when it comes to Top Rank, and when it comes to a commodity like that has all four belts like that, they're not going to put him into a fight where it could be sketchy. Not to mention a fight where they're not going to be in control, where it would be another entity being in control of that fight. And when the other side is not signed to them, they don't have any options on that person in any way. Especially a commodity of that nature that has four belts. They won't do it with a person who has one belt, let alone four. They weren't going to set up a Gervonta Tank Davis against a Berchelt. They never set that up at all. Against a who else? The guy that just beat Berchelt, I forget his name. Not Vargas, whatever the hell his name is. It doesn't matter. But like him, Valdez. They weren't going to set that up. It wasn't going to happen. To have those guys face Gervonta Tank Davis. But now all of a sudden they're going to have this undisputed person fight him. No, what they're going to do is they're going to have a thing of maybe Teofimo Lopez coming up in weight and them doing a Top Rank pay-per-view where everything's in-house, where it doesn't matter who wins, they're good. If Terrence Crawford was, let's say, to do something like sign an extension with them, that's maybe then a fight they would do. They would have Taylor come up and wait. Maybe they try to do a pay-per-view, whatever they might try to do, and do that fight. I could see them doing something like that. For right now, we also know that you already know who you're facing next. Number one, you just came off a fight, where you were undisputed. So you already had a fight. So who was Tank supposed to try to fight anyway in that weight class that had a belt? I guess one of the major belts, when both people were fighting each other. That's number one. Number two, Top Rank already has you set up to fight another fight later. So why are you even calling Gervonta Tank's name? Your next fight is already set up. We all know. Bob Arum has been saying it forever. That you're supposed to fight in I forget where he's from Belfast or the UK or whatever, but they're trying to do a fight over there where he has a mandatory fight that he has to do. So you already know, you have a fight set up already. Period. So since that's the case, why are you talking about it? Because if he, quote, wanted to fight you next, you still wouldn't be able to do it anyway. You wouldn't be able to do it, number one. And number two, Bob Arum's not going to set it up. So I'm just, me personally, I'm not a fan of these fake call-outs, where people have, no intentions of going through with it. Like a Ryan Garcia calling out a Gervonta Tank Davis, when you have absolutely no intentions of going through with that fight. Now, if he calls out anybody, a Devin Haney, a Gervonta Tank Davis, anybody, people are not going to believe him. It's gotten to the point where people are not going to believe him because they know at this point those aren't fights that you're truly interested in. Those aren't fights that you really want to do. That's number one. And then, but when it comes to Taylor, it's a situation where you know these are fights your promoter's not going to set up. When it comes to Terence Crawford, they're not setting up a Ugas fight. They're not setting up a Thurman fight. They're not setting up a Sean Porter's fight. They're not doing any of those fights. They're not going to put any kind of energy whatsoever in doing that. Zero. None. Zero. So we'll have to see. I mean, we'll see what the future holds and what happens. But one thing I know for sure is that future will not include those two fighting each other at all. Especially while he's still with Top Rank. It's not how they do business. It's not how they flow. And it has nothing to do with, saying that he's scared. It has nothing to do with saying that, you wouldn't be able to beat Tank or anything. I haven't gone through any of that stuff. None of it. Don't care about any of that stuff. Because you can't even get, you can't go past past go yet. You can't even get past, the first level of, is this something that they would try to set up? It's not. So I'm not sure. We'll have to see what happens with Gervonta Tank Davis and Barrios. And it's kind of funny to me how people are laughing, and these other fighters will be laughing about this particular bout, like a Taylor, when you just did an undisputed bout and you did it in a damn hotel in front of less than 1,000 people. A Teofimo Lopez who was also laughing, and you had to slash your ticket prices, by over half, and then you end up not even having, doing your event at all because you caught, the 19. So you're not even having your event. You're not even having your event. While this man is setting up this big, huge fight in Atlanta, it's almost sold out with crazy ass ticket prices, and people are actually sitting there saying, a lot of people are saying, I don't know if he's going to be able to win this bout. I don't know what's going to happen with this particular bout. I don't know. That's what people keep saying. I don't know. Either people see the size discrepancy where it's like, damn, that's crazy. People seeing the things that Barrios has done in the ring, they're like, I don't know. This is a fight where things might not go Tank's way, which is a sign of a good damn fight. They're doing the All Access on Showtime, and those things are doing 1 million plus views within days, because it's a fight that people are actually really interested in. So, I mean, people can laugh, people can say that whatever they want about that, quote, the Mickey Mouse belt, as Taylor liked to call it, but at the end of the day, F the belt, it's a fight that people want to see. It's a fight that people are excited about. It's a fight that people are, they have a question of what's going to happen in the bout. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure what's going to happen, which is a great thing. And I look forward to finding out come Saturday. But for now, like, subscribe, share. I'm out.